So let's talk about AI. It feels like it's absolutely everywhere these days, and investing is definitely no exception. But what does AI in investing actually mean? Are we talking about some kind of robot overlord making billions on the stock market? Or is it something else? Well, let's dive in and separate what's real from what's just hype.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? The one we all secretly hope is true. Is AI some kind of magic crystal ball, a cheat code that just guarantees you're going to win the stock market game? It is a super tempting idea, for sure. But the real story is honestly a lot more interesting. To really get it, let's think about the two different worlds of AI. So on one side, you've got the AI you use every single day, the one that knows exactly what movie or song you want to hear next. It's built to guess what you'll like. But the AI used in professional investing, that is a completely different beast. It's not trying to guess your preferences. It's designed to systematically tear apart a mountain of complex data, like a super dense 100-page financial report. And that right there brings us to the core of this whole thing. The real job of AI in investing isn't to be some all-knowing oracle that predicts the future. Nope, it's to be a powerful, incredibly efficient ally for the human experts. It's all about augmenting their intelligence, not replacing it. There's a quote from our source material at Windmill Capital that just nails it. AI is a research amplifier, not a decision maker. Think of it like a super-powered magnifying glass, or maybe a set of headphones that can hear whispers in the market that a human might miss. It just amplifies what the team can do, but it never, ever makes the final call. Okay, so let's put a clear definition on the table. In this world, AI is a system that's built to do the really heavy lifting. It wades through just massive data sets, spots patterns you'd never see, and turns these impossibly dense documents into something you can actually digest. And what does that do? It frees up the human analysts who do what they do best, use their judgment, their experience, and their gut. All right, so how does this actually work? I mean, in practice, it's not just some magic black box, right? It's a really disciplined approach, and it's built on three key pillars. So let's go ahead and open up the toolbox and see what's inside. These are the three core tools in the kit. First, you've got language and sentiment analysis. Second is summarization. And third is something called thematic clustering. Let's break down each one. So, pillar number one is sentiment analysis. Just try to imagine having to read thousands of news articles or listen to hundreds of hours of corporate earnings calls. It's impossible for a person. But an AI can scan every last word and detect these tiny little shifts in tone. Is the CEO sounding a little more confident this quarter? A little more cautious? It's like an early warning system for how the market is feeling. Now for the second pillar, let's talk about sheer volume. A typical financial report can easily be 100 pages long, and it's filled with jargon, endless tables, and tiny footnotes. An analyst might have to get through dozens of these. And this is where AI summarization is just magic. That massive, daunting 100-page document gets crunched down into a crisp one-page digest. It pulls out only the most critical stuff. What's driving performance? What are the risks? What's the guidance? I mean, it is a total game changer for efficiency. And pillar number three, thematic clustering. Look, the market isn't just a random list of stocks, right? It's this interconnected web of themes and industries. AI helps us make sense of all that chaos by grouping hundreds of companies into logical clusters, like, say, everything related to electric vehicle supply chains. This helps analysts see the bigger picture and track whole themes, not just one company at a time. So if you look at all three of these tools, there's a really clear common thread, a clear division of labor. AI is the workhorse. It handles the mind-boggling volume of data. But the final strategic decisions, those crucial judgment calls, well, those stay firmly in human hands. Okay, so that all sounds pretty great in theory, but let's see how it actually works in the real world. We're going to walk through a case study from the pharmaceutical sector to see how this all comes together to build a smarter decision. So here's the setup. During an earnings call for a company called Aurobindo Pharma, the management team sounded really upbeat, very optimistic. If you were just listening, the tone made it sound like a strong recovery was on the way. But, and this is a key part, this is where the AI raised a little red flag. The sentiment model picked up on a gap. The positive, optimistic language wasn't quite lining up with the hard numbers, the actual data on their margins and their future guidance. It was a subtle mismatch that a human could have easily missed in the moment. So that flag from the AI, it was basically a spotlight. It told the human analysts, hey, look over here, dig into this. So instead of wasting time rereading the whole thing, they went straight to that gap between the positive tone and the underlying numbers. And the result of all that? By zeroing in on that specific little inconsistency, the team was able to make a much, much smarter and more informed investment decision. That, right there, is the human-AI partnership in action. This case study just illustrates the main point perfectly. This isn't about AI replacing human judgment. It's about supercharging it. It's a partnership where, each side just plays to its own strengths. Now, look, it's not a perfect system, of course not. On the benefits side, AI is just incredible at processing all that messy, unstructured data, and it can help move bias away from human emotion. But there's still challenges. We have to be really careful about transparency, understand the limitations of the data we're feeding the models, and, of course, make sure everything aligns with regulations. And as we look ahead, we can expect AI to get even more deeply woven into things like forecasting and detecting anomalies. But the core idea isn't going to change. All of these powerful tools, they have to be guided by human oversight and judgment. That will always, always be at the center of the strategy. So if you take just one thing away today, let it be this. AI in investing is not a cheat code. It's a powerful tool that helps us cut through all the noise, simplify overwhelming complexity, and ultimately unlock smarter, more disciplined ways to invest. Which kind of leaves us with one last question to think about. As AI gets better and better at handling all the data, what becomes the most valuable human skill in a world of these super intelligent allies? Something to chew on. Thanks for watching.